So, this was back in, I think, middle school. Maybe I was in 8th grade, about to go into 9th grade. So, yeah, it was the summer after 8th grade because I was going to be a freshman in high school. And I had been talking to this girl for a little while, and I really liked her, and me and her got along pretty good, and she was pretty hot, and I liked the hell out of her. She was 2 years older than me, though, so she was actually a freshman, about to go into 10th grade, and we met at this football game, and I was starstruck. I could not take my eyes off of her, young love, everything like that. So I'm like, well, I've been talking to her for about 3 months. I'm gonna take her out on a date and see if she wants to be my girlfriend. So I get this idea. I'm like, well, everybody takes girls to the movies, but why don't I take her for a hike? Why don't we just go on a walk? Walk around town. So I hit her up on Snapchat and I was like, hey, you busy? I think it was a Friday. You busy Friday? I was thinking we could just walk around town and hang out for a little bit. And she was like, sure. Yeah, we can do that. So I'm like, bag secured, let's go. And my plan was, at the end of the date, to ask her to be my girlfriend. So I meet up with her around town square, and we start talking and stuff, and we just start walking and hanging out. It's a pretty day like today, and everything's going really well. She's laughing at my stupid jokes, and we're talking about a bunch of random stuff, deep stuff. She was a yapper, yapper. She yapped a lot, so I didn't really have to talk much, but we're walking around, we're talking, and we get to this one part of town where usually if you go up this way, there ain't no problems with cops. They usually don't hang around there, or they didn't. So we're walking through this area, and I walk past some bushes, and of course I see a cop behind there. And typically you're not supposed to walk in this area, but everybody did it, man. Everybody and their brother did it. So I was just confused more than anything. So we're walking through there, and we're both like, uh-oh, this is not good. So eventually he gets out of his car and he hollers at us, and he starts talking to us about some stuff, and he's like, where are y'all going? You're not supposed to be walking through here. And I was like, hey man, I'm just trying to cut through here so I can head on over to Rosedale, and man, it's not that big of a deal. I just didn't want to go all the way around. And I guess that struck a chord with him, but I was like, it's not that big of a deal. So he made it a big deal. He was like, not that big of a deal, huh? This is trespassing. What you're doing is trespassing. And I could get you for that. And I was like, oh, come on, man. I'm like 14 years old, I think, and I'm trying to impress this girl and want to ask her out on a date, and you're trying to... And my brain at the time was thinking, you're trying to send me to jail for walking through here? Come on, man. It's not even like a daggone 100-foot walk, man. Just a cut. It's like a shortcut. And he's giving us a shakedown, and she grabs my arm, and she's like, hey, let's just go back. It ain't no big deal. We'll just go all the way around. And me at the time thinking I gotta stand up for my girl. I was like, nah, man, everybody walks through here. Everybody and their brother and sister walks through here. I bet somebody did it earlier. I'm just arguing with them, and I shouldn't have done that. So, eventually, I lose the argument, and, well, I lose it by being put in the back of the cop car. And, he called my parents, and they came and picked me up. After I got put in the cop car, she went ahead and just left, and, so he pretty much held me there until my parents came and picked me up. All things considered, I guess I could have went to jail. I'm not sure. But, so I get out of there. I'm being taken home by my grandma, and she's over here obviously giving me the rundown. You're not supposed to be in there. Why were you arguing with him? Why were you cussing and stuff? And I'm just like, I don't know. I was just trying to have a good time. I was wanting to ask her out, and, you know, he was giving us a hard time, so I thought it was the whole shindig. So I get back to the house. I'm obviously in big trouble. So I check my phone when I get back. Well, not even my phone, my iPod Touch. That's all I had at the time. And I see a bunch of messages by her, and she was just worried about me, and she was like, did you end up going to jail? I was like, no, I didn't end up going to jail. But she was real worried about me, and ended up not being a good date. It was not a good date. She didn't have a good time, probably. It's probably the worst date I've been on. Any date you go on and you get put in the back of a cop car is probably not up there in the good date category. You know what I mean? But it wasn't a good date. But her and I dated for about 6 months, and then we broke up. So, yeah, probably the worst date I've been on.